start with the Toxic Avenger. Okay, music is a little bit low this morning because I want to talk and I want to be heard. I don't want to be caught blocked by the music. But here we're just gonna see mob boss pregnancy, mob boss timer. There's nothing that spawns them. What? It's an event bus. So it's an event bus. See, there's nothing that calls the script except what is inside of the script, and it's an event bus. So yeah, go ahead and for a while or something. Backwards of this fucking society shit. So after World War II, Nazis had a beautiful paradise in Argentina. For 75 years they owned the planet. Because, you know, if you think about it, I don't think that it was all of the worst people that got, you know, caught and put in front of tribunals or trials. Of course not. There were millions of Nazis and barely thousands, hundreds. It was hundreds, and you know hundreds of horrible Nazis. But tons fled the bad lines, and after World War II, without any restrictions whatsoever, the Nazis were beating in Argentina, were arrested, and there was no time to stop. It was still like after that, they sent them back to their homes. No, there was nothing. So in Curacao, the casinos, it's right on the doorstep practically. If you think that for 75 years, Nazis were controlling the planet, yeah, you could, like they did, and how much power they had, how wealthy that they were, and any restrictions whatsoever. And you look at the casinos right on their doorstep, right there, beautiful life, right in the what is it, the Atlantic or the Pacific on that side. I think it's the Atlantic Ocean on the right side, between the Western Hemisphere. Check. Let's go check. Oh shit. Died. Oh. Atlanta. Yes, I would like to Atlantic Ocean right on the doorsteps. That spot there, you know, and yet Curacao is like right at the spot right there, with the jets and all this shit, right on the doorstep. Argentina, that spot. Brazil is right next to Argentina, you know, but they were beating Argentina. Might have met Brazil after. It was the 90 division one thing that in all of this, when you look at Dune and the Harkonnens, you see the Nazis a little bit in them, except that yeah, you see the Nazis a little bit in them. I just wanted to say something. I forgot to breathe again. I was diving. Shut up. It's gonna come back. Hopefully. Yeah, yeah. The Harkonnens, the industry. Okay, let's keep in mind the industry. That same show, Hunting Hitler, they're talking about the 100 plus more companies that the Nazis owned. It was governmental owned industries. It was not industries, independent industries. It was governmental owned industries that were still working, were still well alive. The industry, the full entire might of the industry of the Nazis and its organization, people at the top of the food chain, etc. They were all there. They were all there. So Nazi Germany was destroyed. Their buildings were destroyed. Their armament in Germany was destroyed. But in Germany, the buildings in Germany were destroyed. Armaments were still destroyed. Before, they found tons of things. They didn't find all the plans. They kept copies of the plans and all this shit of everything that they had done. That's why they were retrieving the photos and pictures also of the Jewish concentration camp. There's some stuff documentary on that, but I didn't see it. It's a movie actually, like a movie documentary. But the Nazis were only taking pictures and shit of things that they were doing to Jewish people so that they could keep notes, statistics, etc. And also because they're freaks of how people that they were, they're jerking off and how people things were inside of those prisons and concentration camp, keeping all those things and jerking off in some the shadows. And they all left with that. The industries were alive. They said that in Hunting Hitler, the industry, the whole might of the Harkonnen was alive. The whole might was alive. And Germany was rebuilt in what? How many years was it rebuilt? It was rebuilt like it was a massive counterattack after counterattack was in politics, industry, society, propaganda, and media. That was a counterattack. And in the army, inside of the army, it was a personal replacement. Blackmail, whatever, it was personal replacement. Even before Germany was destroyed, it was personal replacement. Not inside of Germany, inside of everywhere where they had spies and where they had loyal servants, loyal to the cause of Nazis. And slowly, just like they do with hostile takeovers of companies, people. Jesus Christ, we have to explain everything. It's the same fucking hostile takeover of companies. it's the same thing in a company that you can call the army because the army is a company, it's a government company. What they do is that they fight. That's their business. They fight. They build industry for their ship purposes. To say that has no more by now, like how now it's facing bills in the it's not like 75 years, 75 years wealth, filthy wealth. And now we know why Americans need to go in Afghanistan. It's not say it makes sense, but there's no spice and stuff. No, there's opium. I don't know. It's not opium. Is it opium? It's not because that's probably where they were getting it from World War II. And that's one thing that they had lost. One thing that they had lost was Afghanistan. The drug fire. The drug street. Get the legacy and go somewhere else. I don't understand. Take years that's maybe that's why we got out also of Afghanistan because they didn't need the drug. They had enough plants now. They had enough plants to the Nazis, fascist, evil Americans. You know, because we all were having that to Truman, Eisenhower, all fascists. Those guys, they were all fascists. So helping the drug lords, sure, helping fascists down south in Argentina come up, That's exactly man. Industry money is still left. So he never died. What happened is that massively after this war ended, everybody that was to have a commendation, whatever, had their commendation. Everybody that was to have medals had their medals. But who was to be placed at their job, at their career, was replaced. They were just replaced. They were killed. They were just replaced. The power of verbal and ritualistic hostile takeovers. Gang everything. You know what I mean? Massive media coverage was good for guys. At the same time that all of the armies in the Western Hemisphere, all the armies in the Western Hemisphere would have no servants. Everyone was pressured. Some didn't do a job, and blah blah blah. It was Russians, you should have done this, done that, blah blah blah. And everybody that was was forgotten. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. The whole might of the Nazi cash that never stopped. It had never stopped. Except when you driving by because that was close to the heat zone. That's what I think. Afghanistan. Maybe. Where else would they get there? And they're not talking about big, massive, the war was, well, there was a little bit of war, yeah, in Africa. history. Historians would be able to say, they would be able to say like 1,000% more precise and better than me exactly what happened. They're just cock blocked in daily life to not think for 2 seconds outside of the box because they don't have the time to think. They work and they don't have the time to read that much and think outside of the box. They work just like everybody else. They're not free. Except this guy there, Gerard, in Hunting Hitler. And the other guys in Hunting Hitler. Those guys had the time to read and believe. But Hunting Hitler is not, it's not a hate documentary, if you understand what I mean. It's normal to hate what Nazis did, but it's not like okay, we see Nazis and now the only thing that we do is we kill them. It's not really that. It's actually 75 years of them letting you live, although they were in the back, knowing that you were what you were, knowing what your family was, whether they were descendants of allies, descendants of communists, and all this shit, and still not killing you. So, yeah. So it's more like a show to awaken your mind to the possibility of Nazis never having been defeated at all, except on the battlefield. And even then, you would argue about that. One would argue because the Germans knew how fast they could build buildings, how fast they could build the roads. They had the best concrete. They had the best, construction industries, etc. They knew how fast they were building things. At least those in the top of the food chain, they knew. So whether you would break all of it or not, they knew already how fast they could rebuild the whole thing or not. And at some point, maybe, yeah, they were like, well, fuck this. They broke this again. We gotta rebuild it. Another pile of concrete there. This is gonna cost us this. This is gonna cost us that. And they would get angry. Of course, it was World War II, man. And things breaking on each side. Everybody's gotta be angry. But they had the wealth to rebuild it, and they had plenty of time. They had plenty of time. You all think that Hitler was stuck. It's because you see Germany as well, some see Germany as if it was a prison in World War II. When after Normandy landing, some people see it as a prison, as if nobody could get out of there. Nobody. Everybody was stuck in Europe. Everybody was stuck. There was no red lines. There was no way to get out of Germany once the Normandy landings happened. Come on, people. That was just one battlefield. That was just one front of the battle. That was just in the 360 sphere radius around Germany. That was not even 0.1%, 0.001% of the fucking sphere of freedom that they had to go anywhere that they wanted. All while Normandy was happening. You all had the organization and all this shit. It's as if you're looking as Germany as or that some people might be looking at Germany as if it was an ant colony that doesn't move, that is static, doesn't move, and that, they stand their feet down, the hierarchy stands their feet down in Germany, and die in a boat, like they do in the Navy, back then when the boat is collapsing, is that is it's taking water, and it's about to go down. The captain, he stays in the boat, and he dies with the boat or something like that, whatever, until everybody leaves, and he leaves last. But some people would die with the boat. Some captains, they would die with their boats. I don't believe that. I don't see Germany in World War II as the ant colony in hierarchy that stayed put for no reasons, while they had 359.99999 degrees of freedom to do whatever the fuck that they wanted, even even to stay in Germany at the bunker, at the front door, and have a picture taken of him standing outside in his uniform and his hat 1 week before the bunker was taken, that they had found the sosie of Hitler dead. 1 week, right? Was it the 12th of May or something, in April? It wasn't the 12th of May. What was it? Last picture of Hitler at the bunker. He's standing right there in the front of the bunker. No, no, no. Oh, Jesus. My request, my search is so not complicated. There you go. Now we gotta search. At the No, no, no. Maybe they removed it. There's definitely a photo of Hitler in front. He's alone. He's in front of the bunker at the doorstep, right at the doorstep of the bunker, a door of the bunker. And I don't remember if he's got his hands behind his back or in the front, but he's got his hat, one of the hats, and the bunker is all, there's all damage nearby. There's damage everywhere, and he's there, and he's like standing there, and you know. So the whole thing was a ruse. The whole thing, yeah. Oh my God, it's really the same thing as the man in the high castle. This bullshit, man. It's a filthy lie. All of it is a filthy lie. Wow, we're that powerful. But when you think about it, it's like I said the other time, they could have chosen a different group of people to put in the concentration camp and steal their wealth. But it's because they did research, right? And they found that the Jews had the Jewish people had the most gold on them. Okay, in the teeth, in the jewelry, in the hippies, and all this shit, and all of those people, they had gold. Okay, it could have been another group, but in this dimension, in this planet, on this Earth, I don't think the only reason that Hitler started fucking renting on them was that. Maybe he was just fucking that smart. To planify all sorts of those fucking things, man. And maybe one would think that maybe, right? You know that before he got there, he was smoking pot, taking drugs, and he was thinking about that. The same way that I'm talking to you right now, although I'm talking to you in front of a computer, he didn't maybe not necessarily have computer that strong in front of him, but maybe he did. Who knows? Who knows? Because I think you look at that Hitler. Yeah, sure, that's Sozy, the worst Sozy of Hitler. They even kept the worst Sozy of Hitler. They didn't even kill the best Sozis of Hitler. That's how much respect that they had for their Sozis. That they had the time to all leave. They all had the time to leave. You didn't find a single Sozy Hitler's, you bitch. You'd think that if the worst one, the worst looking one. He's handsome. I mean, the man is handsome. He does have a bullet in his head, but he has no sign. He's too young. He has no signs of old age like Hitler did back then. He has no signs of old age. No signs. This is younger guy. He's at least younger of 20 years, maybe 10 years minimum. Minimum. It's definitely not him. It's ridiculous. They had the time to take care of leaving Germany. This is the photo. Oh, he had somebody next to him. That's bullshit. They're saying delusional. Delusional. That's the image that they wanted him to have. But y they had a 360, like I said, 359.9 degree of freedom, of leaving Germany any way that they fucking wanted, through the woods, man, through anywhere. Through anywhere. You don't even know if Hitler was leaving like one day before, one day after. Did he take a holiday 2 days before and just came back, just took a look at the damage and just left? He just left, just came, he looked, and he was like, "What the fuck? Everything is damaged. We're gonna have to rebuild everything. I love this place." And then he just left to the same fucking. You think he stayed there? He maybe stayed there just to feel and hear the the rumbling and the bombings before it got too close, and that he was told to leave through through the tunnels. Are you guys? I mean, don't you think that they didn't get caught by surprise in Germany at the bunker? They did not get caught by surprise at the bunker. They had the freedom to leave, so they took that freedom. Okay, it's not a moment of like surprise where they have to run and take their things and move out in a rush and all this. They had weeks. They had months. It was in 1944, the Normandy landing. And even if you would think that they were surrounded, the Normandy landings and all this shit, he was wealthy. He would have stayed there, okay? Or uh, there would have been a way that he would have stayed in the bunker in a room that never would have been found. Literally. There would have always been a guard that would have been assigned by another Nazi, a fascist or something like that, paid under the curtain, just like they were given cyanide pills at the Heisenberg terminal to suicide before testifying. I mean, whatever. Whatever. I mean, whatever. It's obvious. Now it's obvious. It's clear to me. Clear. I wish I would take cocaine there, curve it in, and I would see it instantly. I would see it. I'd see this is bullshit. But it would maybe be scary, right? It would maybe be scary. Very scary because you think that he's there and has the whole thing. The whole thing is set up. The whole thing is set up. You're just pretending things. You're just looking at this picture and you're making your opinion about it. People are making the opinion. Oh, he's there, stuck in the bunker, cannot leave. Yeah, you didn't find any pictures of World War II, of everything, every technology, of every experiments on the Jewish person, but you find a beautiful picture, or not, of the bunker all broken next to the entrance of the bunker of Hitler in World War II, where Hitler is dressed. He might be a little bit, having to take clothing of of around the place to go outside to make the picture believable, because the whole thing had to be believable. Look, look, we got 10-year-old, 12-year-old, whatever, Sozi dead with a bullet in the head there. Where is he? Where's Hitler Sozi? Oh, lost him. So yeah, but I thought he was alone. He had his hand behind his back. Okay, did he did wear in front. So that no, that never saw him. Maybe they put that on top of the picture, but the whole thing had to be believable. The whole entire thing had to be believable. The Sozi thing had to be believable 1,000%. The only way that it would be believable was for medias to speak about it non-stop. And while the medias were talking about it non-stop and using politicians also and using public figures and celebrity to give their opinions about the fact that Hitler really was dead, he really was dead. Well, even army personnel that said that they weren't dead were starting to get diagnostics of mental health, saying that they were ill. They had proof. Look, proof, Sozi, proof. Look, you're ill. You're not believing that he's dead. See, we have the proof. And then psychiatrist, massive psychiatrist ensued of opinionated assholes that just give diagnostics of garbage. The moment that you are too elevated, too smart, and that you're fearing or not, if you're not in control of yourself and you're not respecting the fact that you're a tiny little shit in society, you're sent in those fucking hospitals. You get those diagnostics and you're left to rot for the rest of your fucking days until you please somebody or open your ass cheeks or open your mouth and deep throat and deep fuck or something and get deep fucked. That's exactly life, man. Sometimes that's how it feels like. It's a little bit crazy. World War II. You'd think yeah, because how can you scare your opponent if you're not savage, right? If you're savage, if you're brutal, if you're disciplined, if you're strict, how can you? If you're not that, how do you scare your opponent? Then just by the thought of you, maybe. You know, they all thought of this shit while on drugs, man. Okay? They all thought of it while on drugs. And the others were afraid to take drugs. You were all afraid or something. But then you were told that they were all taking it, even at the highest echelons. And then you started realizing that it wasn't that bad, that drug, finally. It was actually very good, and you wanted some piece of it. And since you wanted some piece of it, you wanted to know how they were manufacturing Pervitin, where they were getting the ingredients, where they were getting um, the drug, and maybe it was Afghanistan. Maybe it's always turning back to Afghanistan. The heads are turning back there all the time. Now they're turning to Ukraine because they seem to not care about Afghanistan since I think maybe they got enough plants, enough brands, enough of whatever that they wanted to replicate the fields of drugs back there anywhere else in the world. You know, and remember one thing though is that it was done by authorities. The fact that the authorities in terms that the army left, like Afghanistan, so USA left Afghanistan. Don't you think they weren't there to pick a few plants here and there and study this shit? And since drugs are all about maybe to be legalized one day, since pot has already started. I mean, look at all of the brands that they have, and they're all clean. Our government here in Canada, you know. So, you know, yeah. So maybe it was that. Maybe that's why they left. They said like we don't need the drug anymore. We don't need to be there. We've got drugs. We've got the drugs. We've got the plants. We've got the brands. We've got the strands. You know. And well, the industry, well, of yeah, the only thing is that we don't know where they're going to produce it next. But it might be legalized, and we would have like plenty, like maybe legalized in Colorado or something like that in the United States. I heard pot was legalized there already. And in Canada, maybe we're gonna be smoking Afghan pot, but Afghan pot grown in Quebec, and so it's gonna be Afghan brands. But it's you're like, oh yay, that's cool. Well, what about the Afghan people? You just left everything there. You left tons of weapons. So you literally were able to. Why did you leave all the weapons? In order to leave it as it is for whoever's in control and in charge in that region and everywhere where the weapons are to mobilize themselves however they were going to do it, and you were just going to watch it so that you were going to know who had the most power in the end, or who's going to step up in that zone and take the power, and how they are going to act right after that. Maybe, maybe. I mean, why would they fucking leave like that? I have no clue. No clue. Well, the only logical thing would be the pot, and the drugs. If you'd say, if you'd start to pinpoint, like pinpoint, but compare directly, let's say Harkonnens and Nazis, you would say, well, if Nazis literally uh, uh, controlled the planet from the American might of World War II, and you know, well, after the might of Germany was crushed, and they kept on using it in order to rebuild Germany, and Germany was rebuilt really fast, and um, yeah, all makes sense to me. Ça, en français, vous appelez ça de l'allégorie franche ou vous appelez ça plutôt quelqu'un qui explique sa version de comment est-ce qu'il pense que peut-être la Deuxième Guerre mondiale se serait terminée et comment est-ce qu'elle se serait ensuite euh, dissipée vers une bullshit de guerre contre le communisme et ainsi de suite. Voilà. Vous appelez ça l'allégorie franche. Et vous voyez, mais c'est ça qu'ils font en psychiatrie, right? Parce que quand tu arrives là, tu es hyper stressé parce que tu as été forcé, des fois, tu arrêtes de penser puis tu te souviens plus. Pas t'arrêtes de penser, c'est que tu respires plus. Tu respires plus parce que tu es tellement stressé. Puis des fois, souvent, tu es drogué. Tu respires plus. Puis là, ben, tu oublies ce que tu dis. Fait que vu que tu oublies ce que tu dis, tu repars sur une autre chose. Puis eux autres, ils notent ça à la place comme le gars est franche parce qu'ils n'ont rien compris de ce que tu as dit. Vous comprenez ce que je veux dire? Ils sont innocents là, au point tel que c'est aberrant, là. C'est con. C'est du monde qui prennent des décisions stupides sur la vie des gens, de merde. Des décisions importantes, mais qui sont réduites à, à- à aucune étude, rien du tout. Ils ont aucune étude sur le patient. Aucune, rien. La seule chose qu'ils font, c'est mettre un diagnostic le pire possible pour nuire à la personne. C'est juste ça qu'ils font, là. C'est juste ça qu'ils ont fait depuis des années. Voyons, Chris, moi je serais allé en prison pour faire une affaire de même, mais à chaque fois, le monde s'en sort. Comment ça se fait? Ils ont bien du pouvoir qui est mal placé en société, là. Hmm? C'est sûr, si j'avais été psychiatre, puis si j'aurais pensé à faire une affaire de même, moi par contre, je m'aurais jamais laissé faire ça. Voyons. Ah non, moi j'ai pas de référence, je connais personne, je suis pas euh, une célébrité, je suis pas un fils de riche, je suis pas un fils de criminel, fait que je suis pas important, fait que comme tout le monde qui s'est fait avoir de la même façon, de la même maudite façon. On a eu peur de quelque chose, ils nous ont forcé à aller à l'hôpital, on n'a pas eu le choix de rencontrer un psychiatre, on a commencé à parler, il nous interrompt, on se souvient peut-être des fois plus de ce qu'on disait, puis là il rit de nous, il fait des sourires, puis là, puis là, ça niaise de même, puis c'est dès la première rencontre, là, ça prend pas plus qu'une rencontre que déjà en partant, il note que tu as des problèmes mentaux pour te garder plus longtemps, il veut te garder plus longtemps. Ben c'est ça. C'est ridicule à ce point-là, votre calice de système de santé, sacrament. Parce que ça nous nuit à nous, là. Ça nous nuit psychologiquement, puis ça nous nuit aussi dans la vie de tous les jours. Les diagnostics qu'on reçoit de marde, des diagnostics officiels en plus. Vous en faites des diagnostics officiels. Eh ben, se faire officiellement casser les jambes puis se couper la tête aussi, ça existe, hein, pour vrai. Je disais la dernière fois justement qu'il ne faudrait pas avoir ça dans notre pays. Mais peut-être qu'il y a aussi à mener, mettons que les Mexicains, ils l'avaient jamais réalisé que c'était à cause des fascistes que le Mexique c'est devenu de la merde. Mettons qu'ils l'avaient jamais réalisé, puis qu'ils le réaliseraient maintenant, puis qu'ils se rendraient compte qu'au Canada, il y a tombé des fascistes. Hein? Puis Chris, des Mexicains du cartel, je pense qu'il y en a en tabarnak. Hein? Imaginez ça que ça se retrouverait au Canada où ça commencerait à couper des têtes de fascistes. Hey, peut-être que le problème serait réglé quand même assez rapidement. Faudrait juste pas que ça tombe en cartel ici aussi après ça, là, mais c'est sûr, ça pourrait aider. Moi, je trouve que c'est des. Les Mexicains, ils les voient un peu comme des. Comme des. Un mix de. C'est comme un mix du Moyen-Orient, des Arabes, puis un mix de Mayans, puis d'Inca, genre. C'est ça un Mexicain, genre. Ils disent que les. Ils disent que ils disent que les Incas puis les Mayas, genre, pas que les Incas, les pyramides qu'ils ont trouvées dans le, euh, euh, les pyramides qu'ils ont trouvées dans l'Amérique du Sud, tellement semblables à ceux d'Égypte, puis que vous avez jamais trouvé de gros bateaux. Des petits bateaux, vous avez juste trouvé des petits bateaux de promenade. Toujours des petits bateaux de promenade, de transport, de matériel, puis des petits gogos de même, esti, en Égypte, là. Mais vous avez jamais trouvé des gros bateaux. Vous avez jamais pensé à checker plus loin, ou je sais pas moi. Tu sais, peut-être que le port d'Égypte était bien plus loin que ça. Je sais pas, peut-être qu'il était plus proche. Un gros bateau qui aurait pu vraiment passer d'Europe à Égypte. Right? Comme ça, mais vous le sauriez là, à ce moment-là. Là, c'est genre que l'Amérique du Sud, ça a commencé littéralement peut-être par des Égyptiens qui sont devenus malades avec les Incas, les Mayans, avec leur espèce de sacrifice. Là. Faire des sacrifices tout partout, man. Là. Mais ça, c'est ça. C'est ça, un Mexicain. C'est un descendant genre d'Inca Mayan. Là. Comme un Argentin, comme un Brésilien, comme tous les autres dans l'Amérique du Sud. Moi, c'est de même que je les vois. Les Mexicains, messieurs, qui sont à la porte, genre de l'Amérique du Sud. Ils sont littéralement à la porte. Parce que tu descends, puis tu tombes sur l'Amérique du Sud. C'est quoi qu'il y a en dessous, là? C'est le Pérou, ces affaires-là. Là. Hein? Je dis ça de même, là. Je suis pas allé checker ma géographie, là. Right? C'est ça, un Mexicain. C'est comme un mix, genre arabe, puis Inca, Mayan, puis égyptien, man. Je les vois tout avec des épées dans les mains, man. Des machettes, c'est-à-dire des machettes. Des machettes, man. C'est ça qu'ils font, les cartels, c'est des machettes qu'ils utilisent quand ils font leurs affaires. En tout cas. Mais, personnellement, je sais pas, moi. Je sais pas. Faudrait qu'une intelligence artificielle check tout ça, là, voir ce qui se passe avec ces pyramides-là qui sont tellement semblables. Là. Puis comment ça se fait qu'ils ont pas ils ont juste trouvé des petits bateaux cucu des Égyptiens, là. Des petits bateaux de promenade, puis ils ont jamais trouvé une espèce de un gros genre de cruiser, man. Euh, comment est-ce qu'ils disaient? Un yacht. un yacht. Un yacht égyptien. Tu veux dire? Je sais pas, là, mais. Malgré que ça se peut que ce soit pas relié ensemble. Ça se peut que ce soit pas relié ensemble. Hein? Ça se peut que ce soit juste des descendants de bord d'Inca pis de Mayans. Faudrait voir, faudrait voir. Parce que, écoutez, là, c'est vraiment proche. C'est vraiment proche, le Mexique, là. OK? C'est vraiment proche. Maya, Mayans history and location. OK? Check ça, man. Checkez ça, OK? Checkez ça. C'est juste là, là. C'est tout le Mexique, là. Location. Ah, c'est ça, le Guatemala. Oh, le Guatemala. Ouais. Juste à côté. Check ça. T'es où, là? Ça, la pointe ici. La pointe, tout ça, là. Le Mexique, là, c'est juste là, là. C'est juste là, le Guatemala, tout ça, là. C'est tout lié, ces affaires-là. C'est juste à côté des Mayens, là. Ils sont pas crevés, là. Eka location. Bon, checker ça ici. Aztèques. Ah, oh, c'est plus proche encore, c'est des Aztèques. Oh, les Mexicains, c'est des Aztèques. C'est tellement des Aztèques. Ils sont juste à côté, man. Check, ils sont juste à côté. Venez pas me faire croire qu'ils ont disparu. C'est exactement eux. C'est juste dans le passé, c'est ça qui était. Là. C'est juste à la place d'avoir des arbres, là, des maisons dans les arbres. Là. C'est des maisons. C'est d'autres types de maisons. Ok? C'est la même chose pour nous. Là. On était des singes avant. Là. Ouais, moi, je suis sûr que j'étais quelque part. Là. Je vais dire, j'étais quelque part ici, peut-être. Là. Je sais au Zimbabwe. Mais... Moi, j'ai aimé. T'as peu. Moi, j'étais. Moi, j'étais au Niger. c'est juste à côté du Mali. Ouais, Niger. C'est sûr que. En tout cas, whatever. Bon, fait que c'est ça l'histoire de l'histoire. Bon, moi, je m'en vais en break après avoir partagé mon opinion et ne pas avoir été payé. Parce qu'un psychiatre, c'est payé, hein. Oublie pas, ça donne une opinion de con, des papiers officiels de merde et c'est payé. C'est payé, franchement. Ah, c'est fou, hein. Puis moi, je suis pas payé. Eh, merde. En tout cas, bon, ben, je vais aller